Actor Jussie Smollett is trending because he was found guilty of 5 out of 6 counts in his trial about faking a hate crime. He could face up to 3 years in prison and a fine of $25,000, which to me sounds quite lenient, if I'm honest. His fakery has cost the government and security detail way more than $25,000. But
yeah, I mean, let's look at the numbers here.
He's a bougie character, and I guess that's...
Well, Chicago filed a lawsuit against him back in April of 2019, paying for him for $130,000 for the police investigation of his report of a hate crime. And he also then filed a countersuit. So he had the balls to file a countersuit in November of 2020. He's really been sticking to this hoax thing big time, right?
Yeah.
And the Chicago's Department of Law noted in the suit that more than 24 police officers and detectives spent weeks working on Smollett's case in 2019, resulting in 1,836 hours of overtime hours, all because he perpetrated this hoax, and made up this story where two white guys shouted MAGA and called him the N-word and gay slurs and punched him and poured bleach all over him.
And I don't think they were white guys.
They were not. He said they were.
Oh.
But turns out they were 2 black guys who were his friends that he paid for. And we have the police officers had the check that he actually wrote them. I mean, talk about a paper. Who uses checks anymore, by the way? Anyway, he writes them a check so that when they cash it, they're friends, and he paid them to beat them up. Well, jury yesterday, yes, convicted him on these accounts. So now he could spend up to 3 years in prison. But do you think he'll even get any prison time?
No, because like I said, he's a bougie character.
But wouldn't it? I mean, think about it.
He'll be treated like he's white.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's a celebrity, so I guess maybe he'll be treated better somehow. But imagine him going into a Chicago prison after what he did.
Okay, I don't want to imagine that. He and his lawyers say they will appeal this trial.
They say 100% that they are going to win on this appeal. They say 100% we are going to have, this is going to be overturned. We're going to win on this appeal. I want to throw this out to you guys in the chat and to you, my lovely wife, and David, my lovely producer. Do you think that because he's stuck to this, I am not, like, these guys beat me up. This is not a hoax. This is legit. Even though we have phone records, we have a paper trail, all of it, right? Like all of it's ridiculous. And he's sticking by this thing, right? We even have the video of them practicing it. Like there's like a run through practice with these guys, right? So
why was that videotaped?
I don't know. They were like recording it, like, okay, we've got a practice demo of how this is going to go, right? That's not enough. So he goes to his lawyer, hires his lawyer. I have to wonder, I'm going to ask you guys this. Do you think that he's just lied to his lawyer from the beginning? Because, when you work with a lawyer, the lawyer is going to say to you, I need to know the truth here, guys. Like, what happened, right? And you better tell the truth, right?
No, I don't think so, because
you don't think he lied?
If they've gone to trial, they've already gone through discovery, and the lawyer has seen a lot of incriminating things already. I don't think the lawyer, I don't know what the lawyer thinks. I can't imagine.
I don't know. I just think that I don't know. I think he's got to be, because if the lawyer's like, we're going to overturn this, I'm sorry, there's just overwhelming evidence on this. I don't know how you...
Well, the thing is, like, the way they're trying to overturn it is they're trying to make it about race. They're trying to make it sound like the judge is a white supremacist and he lunged at the attorney. Like, they're trying to use a false story to defend a false story.
Yeah, so they're going to say that this judge is racist. We didn't get a fair trial. We should throw this thing out. We should send it back. We should do it all over again. I mean, just think about how much time and money and resources by the state of what is Chicago, Illinois.
I mean, look, we should all feel offended by this. He thought that we as a nation are shallow enough that we would rally around him and then boost his celebrity, right?
Right.
Like, oh, we definitely know that guy. He's the victim. Let's give him Oscar-worthy roles in Hollywood because people love him.
Like Sagar pointed out from Breaking Points, 9 out of 10 of these so-called hate crimes that we've seen like in the spot like this have been fake, perpetrated by the person that made the claim. So it's like you have legitimate claims out there, and what do? You take this,
you take resources,
you do something like this to get a pay raise, and you make it hard to believe other people's stories. It's just like the Me Too movement.
Right. So then the natural inclination is going to be for law enforcement to say, okay, really?
Yeah.
Skeptical, maybe, it's the boy who cried wolf, right? So yeah, you take resources away from law enforcement. God knows Chicago. It's not like they have. It's not like it's like Sunnyvale where it's just like cheerful every day. Like they've got a lot of violence to deal with. They've got a lot of legitimate crimes to deal with.
In Sunnyvale?
I was thinking of. I was just trying to make up a funny like a sunny like named city, and then I actually used a real city.
Okay.
Like
Straight,
like the beautiful town of Compton, where they have no trouble at all. It's always like daisies on the side of the roads, no problems. They're pulling resources away,
I'm not following
No money, no
your
problems.
analogy. So just stop this one.
I'm saying it's not like a little small town. Chicago is not like a little small town with no crime.
Okay, I get what you're
Like
saying.
where the
now.
police officers literally have to deal with like a hubcap rolled into Granny Parker's lawn, and that's the reason a police officer gets a phone call.
Okay.
I'm saying they have violent murders they have to deal with in Chicago.
Yes, in fact, peaked in the
Yes.
year 2021.
So this is the year you chose to do this whole hoax at 2 a.m. when you're going to get a Subway sandwich. Okay.